Hi guys, this is Kaz Rodriguez here, and I'm here at the wonderful Scan. I'm a Roland artist and V-drum specialist, and today we're going to look in the world of V-drums. And this one right in front of me is the TD-50. It's the flagship range. It's the big brother. So let's have fun with it, and let's see what else you can do with this. I'm a professional composer and drummer. I've done many drum festivals around the world. I've done many pop gigs. So being in the music industry for many years, and I really am intrigued about electronics. Electronics is so important to us as pop musicians, as just artists in general. Electronic music is growing as the years progress, and I like to use these electronic drums in my hybrid playing, and it's a very essential tool for me. So I'm going to give you my world of what I actually use with the TD-50, and actually it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to explaining what else you can do with it. So one of the first things that I was really impressed by with the TD-50 was two really fantastic features, and that is the ride cymbal here, which is an 18-inch fill. It's just feels like a real ride cymbal. And also the 14-inch snare. Now these two triggering systems are very new and very exclusive to Roland. What they have is this thing called digital triggering, which is via a USB signal. And with these two specific triggers, you can have a thing called electrostatic technology. So there's electrostatic technology is basically allowing our body to respond with the information that is within the USB triggering system. Now, to simplify that, it's basically the moment I use my hand onto the ride cymbal, you have a choke cymbal. So it's almost as if you're using a real ride cymbal. So let's just show you, for example. So my hand's over right now. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I quite like it. And also with the bells, the same principle. You can also wash it. So going from really quiet it's that cool. It's something that's very, very useful for me for when I do use this specific feature in my live playing. So if I have an electronic sound, I can actually also mute this, so it makes me feel like I'm blending in with my acoustic kit. Also, the digital snare. Now the digital snare here there's two things that I really like about it, and you will find this quite interesting. So again, using the electrostatic technology, we're now able to use the cross-sticking option from our hand sensing onto the pad itself. Now, when I put my hand, my palm, across using the side stick, you can hear the side stick. So, very responsive. So, and that is very, very impressive. So you don't need to press any buttons onto the module itself. You can literally just put your palm over, and it's as easy as that. The other thing as well, that the head on the top is slightly thicker, so you actually have more of a real feel on the actual pad. So it's great for practicing, and also when you are recording, you have that nice weight with the snare as well. So it allows you to play more naturally, and that's the beauty of these two new features on the TD-50. Something we've been waiting a long time for is now being able to add your own samples onto the TD-50. We can now do this, and believe me, it will blow your mind. This is actually a godsend to anyone using electronic drums. So we are now able to chop sample loops, bass lines or vocal shouts, anything like that, and we can now allocate them into the pads. Now what I have here is pretty cool, and you can now become your own DJ. You can play your old school records and you can remix them, and this is something that's really, really interesting. So here's a few examples to show what we can do with it. Pretty cool. That was obviously David Bowie, if anybody didn't guess that. And that's for the old school ones, you know, any of the older lot. I feel like I'm old now, but yeah, this is a really great option that you can cut little things like that. So imagine you doing something like We Will Rock You, and you have the stomps and the claps. You want to put those onto your kick drum and the claps on the snare. You can sound like 10,000 people with the power of your foot. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And putting that into sampling and using that sample option onto the TD-50 can get you a long way, especially using it in massive corporate gigs, pop gigs. It's definitely a godsend, and it will actually add a lot of weight on your vocabulary. So definitely check that out. For all you new school cats, I've got this really cool sample that I've also added on here, and you'll really enjoy it. So guess this song as well.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it, 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 make it, do it, makes us harder, 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 stronger.
It's pretty cool. So you can be your own DJ. And if you think about using these vocal samples, imagine you using that on a professional environment. You could put these pads anywhere you like, and you can literally trigger these vocal samples, whether it's in your band, and you are in control. So you could technically be a one-man band, not saying that you can just be, you know, if you want to have a guitarist or a bassist in the band, that's cool, but you have the control to do these things now. We can be musicians on V-drums. How cool is that? That is pretty awesome. So check that out as well. So again, the user samples, you can put your own samples onto the TD-50. Have a look at that. We've had a really brief look onto the options that we have on here and the features. They're really cool so far. And another cool thing that is very useful for any of the players, if you're professional, practicing, anything like that, is you're able to move just within a dial away from being any drummer. You can be an R&B drummer, a drum and bass drummer, you could be a hip hop guy, you could do all these things just within a slide. And that is so unique to what Roland do, and that will allow you to add more vocabulary. So you may be able to play like a rock beat, and playing that rock beat with a different sound source. So you can go to a different kit, and you will sound like Drake, or you will sound like, you know, a hip hop record, or, you know, back in the day, if you want to sound like you're on a record with, you know, Run DMC, you can sound like that too. That's all within a slide away, and you are able to choose your own sounds within this. Again, still using user sample options, so you can use your own samples on top. So here's a few examples of what we can do with just turning a slide away, and I'll be playing the same beat the whole way through. So check this out. This is going to be interesting. So that last one you heard was basically a trash noiser kit, which is on default on the kit. Well, that you can't get that out of an acoustic kit. So that's what allows you to open up a whole new world with electronic drums. So with the V drums, you are now using this vocabulary, this whole spectrum of option, and you can process this stuff. You don't even have to tell the producer to do something. You know, if you ask the producer, oh, can I just take off top end and all this, everything is pre-mixed. So you're using this in real time. That is fantastic. Remember, I've shown you maybe up to 20 examples within just playing the same beat. And yeah, explore. That's how we become better drummers. We become better drummers, musicians, by always exploring different things, sounds, and those are the things that allow us to be so influenced as musicians. Another fantastic option on the TD-50 is the digital recording function. And you can now record through one cable. I'm saying this with passion here, one cable, and it gives you 10 channels. 10 channels, which is a producer's dream. You can now plug that in straight to the computer and you've got 10 channels through one cable. For me, as a composer, as a producer, that is a dream. And I highly recommend you check that out in more detail. Another cool feature, which is, for me, very useful, and many drummers and sound engineers as well. A lot of the time when we are playing live, especially if when I'm playing with V drums live, I want to make the sound engineer's job as easy as possible. So I want to be able to be in control of what sound I want to give directly to the sound engineer. So I can now go into the V-edit system, which is more enhanced. So this is from the previous models have not been able to expand. So now you can expand EQs, you've got parametric EQs, you've got compression, you've got all these transients that you can work on. Like, so you've got mic positioning, you've got taping, you've got wires, snare wires. Do you want your toms to buzz? You know, you want to get as into the world as possible of the drums, so you can go into sheer detail with this. And it's as easy. You're only like 4 clicks away from factory reset, you know. So it doesn't matter if you've made a mistake. You can always go back and restart. So it's as easy as this. So literally, I just go on instrument here, and I've already got, for example, if I've got a snare drum, I can change the depth if I wanted. So if I wanted, so right now it's on a 1.0 depth, which is very shallow, but I can change how I can change that. I can also change the head. So if I want a clear head on the drum or coated, these sort of things are so useful. Again, it's like recording. Rather than going and buying a drum head, which will cost you 30, 40 pounds, you know, you can just do it within the module. So you are in control of this. These are very basic editing systems that you have here. And also, if you want to go into advanced, you can change the pitch, the decay, you can add ambience. So if you want that natural reverb, all these things are just in your control. So I highly recommend you check the V-edit system. So when we're using monitoring as an example in our playing, so monitoring is very important. So as a professional drummer, as a composer, I want to be able to hear every part of this drum kit. And the best headphones that I've experienced is actually the V-Moders, and these V-Moders are fantastic. I mean, they've got the frequencies that I need to be able to hear that tiny buzz roll to the loudest snare pop, even from the ride cymbal. And it just does wonders for me. And especially being able to practice 6-7 hours a day, I want to be able to use my headphones and not disturb my neighbors. So this is an option that we can also have, and we can record as long as we like, as long as we got these bad boys on. So I definitely recommend the V Moders. There are two forms, and they're called crossfades. You've got the M100s, and you've also got the wireless options, which I'm using, which are also a wired option. So, you know, you can have easy listening as well, and also you can check out how amazing this sound is, and definitely check it out through Scan.